Now let's turn to the US, where a foreign leader is on a grand state visit. Kenya's president, William Ruto, is in Washington, D.C. It's the first state visit by a Kenyan leader in over 2 decades and the first by an African leader in 16 years. We told you about this yesterday. So this visit is a big deal. It also serves as Biden's fig leaf. Because when it comes to Africa, the US president has been found wanting. For 4 years, he kept promising to visit the continent. Now his term is almost up and no trip has materialized. So calling President Ruto looks like a gambit before elections, a last-ditch attempt to maintain ties with the African continent. But Ruto won't mind. He does like to travel after all. We spoke about this too yesterday. We told you how Ruto had chartered a luxury jet for this trip. He chartered it for $1.5 million, and great expenses like that raise great expectations. So besides possibly helping Biden with his guilt, what exactly has Ruto achieved so far? Well, as we speak, he's wrapping up a meeting with the US president. They're going through a host of subjects, from investments to debt relief. We might not get all the details right away, but let's look at some of the biggest issues, starting with the debt. Kenya is in a tough spot. It has a mounting pile of national debt. In January, it was worth more than 11 trillion Kenyan shillings. That's 82 billion US dollars at today's exchange rate. Almost 47 billion of that is external debt. And when it comes to Africa's external debt, the loan shark is usually China. In 2022, 70% of Kenya's external debt was owed to China, 70%. It's a safe bet that China is Kenya's biggest creditor. So what does President Ruto do? He goes to China's rival for a better deal.
Of course, working together also on how the United States, being the leader of free market economy, how we can have a fairer international financial system, yes, where all countries are treated equally.
That was from yesterday. Ruto was meeting with Mike Johnson, the US House Speaker. But Johnson is not from Biden's party. He's a Republican and he may not be keen on extending a hand to Kenya. Reports say he declined to let President Ruto address a joint session of the US Congress. So instead of the Republicans, Ruto is going to have to bank on Biden. The US president is preparing some concessional loans for Kenya, like a $180 million loan to develop affordable student housing. But that's not going to be enough for Kenya to overcome its dependency on Chinese loans. So Ruto will be hoping that Biden loosens some more purse strings, because who knows what will happen after the next election. And that's the debt part of things. Now let's look at the investments. Ruto and Biden met business leaders at the White House yesterday. Biden was all praise for technological innovation in Kenya.
Nowhere is it more important than in the realm of innovation. That's why we have so many business leaders around this table. From Silicon Valley to Silicon Savannah, our people have brought us forward and they've pioneered new technologies that are transforming millions of lives.
From Silicon Valley to Silicon Savannah, Biden was basically trying to sell Kenya as an investment destination. It seems to have worked. Yesterday, Microsoft announced a $1 billion investment in Kenya. This is to build a data center. Another American giant, Coca Cola, says it will invest $175 million over the next 5 years. So Ruto seems to have concluded some investment deals, and more announcements may follow. There are other things that were on the agenda, like security in East Africa, where the Al-Shabaab terrorist group has been a menace for years, or troop deployments in Haiti, the Caribbean nation that is reeling under gang violence. Ruto and Biden had a lot to discuss, and we'll see the results in the days and weeks to come.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change, to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global South. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.